going live. Right meow. We should be good to go. Hit that F5 if you haven't. I don't know why I say that every time. It like literally just makes no sense.
I've been trying to tell you that for like a year now.
But I don't care. But we live. I didn't even need an F5 on my screen, so I mean, I think it's gonna work. I think.
Yeah, it showed up for me too. I didn't even.
Maybe Twitch has like all this extra free bandwidth because it's banned in China now.
Oh,
oof, right. It's like because like.
Man, too soon. Low blows. Low blows.
It's like womp 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 womp.
Brian is so clean. You know it. Had some hair and beard work done a few days ago.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good.
Oof. Thanks, Geo. 12 months in a row? Whoa, 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 whoa. Tell me about your...
Geo always gets mad because we miss his sub, too.
We
got not miss it.
Got him.
Thank you for the sub, Geo. That Twitch Prime, 12 months in a row. Holla at you, boy.
Oof. Megaforce
also shown up with the tier 1 sub for 13 months in a row. I think he was one of the first.
Yeah, he was definitely on the first episode we had it, I think.
Heck yeah.
Lol. So yeah. So while we wait for people to trickle in, Brian, tell us about your shampoo for your hair and beard regime.
Honestly, it's not that extreme. I use like a Dove 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner for hair and beard, and then like sometimes I put beard oil in. I have some like custom combinations from Nerdly, who does like soap and beard oil and stuff. So I use that. I still have a few different kinds of that I use, but I don't usually use it when it's this short. It's usually when it's longer.
You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first. Dove 2-in-1.
Yeah, go on, 'cause I mean it's like $4 or whatever.
Hit us up, Dove, with that check, please.
Yeah, I'll take my payment now, please. Thank you. You can just that shit.
Tonka Tonk, thanks for 5 months in a row. Twitch Prime, Zekin, thanks for that 6 months in a row.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hope you guys all are doing all good. Hope things are Gucci today because it's Thursday. So yeah, I mean
it's Hop Clack Day.
Yeah, it's Hop Clack
baby.
Day.
Hop Clack.
Oh baby. Well, I guess it's gonna be time to get started. I guess we should hit that intro, which I will right now. Oof. There you go, guys. Hopefully that transition wasn't super loud this time. I turned it down because I remembered that last time. You guys are seeing it right now when I'm saying this, so I'll figure that out. But it's Thursday, Brian. How you doing today? How you doing this week?
Freaking awesome. This week has been a little busy and hectic for me, but otherwise quite good. Can't complain. Got a fancy new board in yesterday that I will be building on stream later tonight. So that's pretty cool. Super quiet. Quiet?
It's literally the same as last time. It was at least 3 times louder. Oh yeah, the transition is super quiet. Yeah, I made the transition. So I think they're just talking about the transition.
Oh, people can hear us, right?
Yeah, I think they can hear us fine.
Oh, okay, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Cool. So yeah,
Keyboards. No, before keyboards. Actually, my week's been really busy as well. You guys might have noticed my background here is it's a bit different because I used to have a dresser back there. My bookshelf used to be right here. That's all pushed over because I got rid of the dresser. All my clothes now doesn't exist there. It exists elsewhere. But now I'm gonna be getting a workbench right here, so it's all gonna be good. It's all gonna be good. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's why all my videos have actually been delayed. All I can really do is, I guess, good for everyone else, work on my CA66 editing, but I haven't been able to shoot any new video, do any new keyboard chores, etc., etc., etc. So it's kind of been a pain in the ass, but I'll get to that later once it comes in.
Bug Whisperer says, "Oh my God, you guys like keyboards too? This stream gets better and better."
Oof.
We do talk about keyboards
knew?
from time to time.
Who knew?
We've been known to do that. Sergeant Beerface says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Glad to finally catch you live. I'm glad you were able to as well. I hope we don't completely let you down."
Hopefully as well. So that's gonna be a really exciting mail day next week, because that's where I'll be doing my new keyboard chores on. It's gonna be a new table, like a whole new setup. This area in front of me, you won't see it anymore for future keyboard chores. So it's gonna change.
We'll have a
Life's
totally
gonna be different.
new look.
Well, my keyboard chores will, but everything else is still mostly the same. But speaking of
new world.
Speaking of a whole new things, mail call. That was weird. What did you get in the mail this week, Ryan?
So, I believe I only got one thing in the mail, but it was a very cool thing. Yesterday, my QXP60 arrived, so that's pretty cool. Gotta get some nice angle on it here. I went with the blue-gray option, the brass plate and brass weight. I wanted number 55, which was where I actually was originally, but then I guess like the lineup changed or whatever, and so I got moved down. So now I'm 54. A lot of people were wondering how my weight turned out, because if you might remember, some of them got dropped by the courier. Actually, like the guy like walking them to the door apparently just dropped them on concrete, like
Oof.
before they even got into Quantrik's hands, which is really unfortunate. My weight turned out pretty good, all things considered. I have like a very minor like dent kind of up there right above the 4, and then I have like a pretty minor scratch between the X and the P and QXP. Can't really see it on camera, but other than that, it looks pretty much flawless, and I'm really excited to check this out and build it. I will be doing a build stream after today's episode, probably around 9 p.m. Pacific time. If not earlier, depending on when the show ends. So look forward to that if you want to see me build up this bad boy. I'll be throwing in some Otemu skies that have been lubed and drilled.
Ooh, heck yeah! That's gonna be pretty awesome. I have some mail too for my. I'm not gonna pronounce it like I did last time for my mail call. Mike sent me some box switches because I did a lot of measurements from the old round when they were stem cracking. They might still be stem cracking. I think I've seen 2 or 3 people report issues, not stem cracking, but stem stressing. So he sent these to me. I'll be measuring these and comparing some information about these stems for these box switches. So I have these. He also sent me some more Pro Burgundies because I only ordered a smaller amount. I'm like, hey, can I just have more? I want to rebuild my VEA clone with these because I don't want the keycaps I'm going to put on them to have cracked stems. So he sent me these, which is really good. And in addition to that, today, it took a while for some reason, but I got the switch cracker in today. So you guys might know I traditionally use the what is it called? The metal thing? You have it. There you go. Thanks, Brian.
I think it's just called the Key Boss.
No, the Key Boss is the site. He has a name for that, I think.
Really?
Switch? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But that thing. I use that for the MX, but I got the switch cracker.
It does have a different name. It's called the Key Opener.
The Key Opener. Crazy. It opens keys. No, it doesn't. Open switches.
Oh.
Like straight up. What?
Maybe he doesn't mean key opener as an opener of keys, but key as in his branding as Key Boss.
Or maybe like key because it's like an important opener. But thank you, Cyber Sam, for the 100 bits, and Sweaty Yeti 2 months in a row. Thank you so much. So I got these just for box switches actually, but I was thinking maybe I should just do a comparison of the MX, how this works for MX versus the Key Boss all aluminum one, because this one is half the price, and that one is double the price. Is it worth double the price?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've been using the key opener for a little bit now, and it does a really good job.
Right.
It does a really good job.
I mean, like feeling 3D print, like from at least initial impressions, yeah, it's worth twice the price. We'll see. Maybe I hope I'm wrong, because this would be great to recommend because it's so cheap. By cheap, I mean like $9-10 plus shipping. So, or without shipping. So yeah, that's gonna be it. And I guess the last mail call thing, which I can't show you because it's a big box, is I got all my shipping stuff for my Sorbathane group buy, which I'll talk about later. So that's it for a mail call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we must do the news.
Now we must do the news, and no transition there because I messed the transition thing up when I was adjusting the sound, but whatever. That's okay. I think you guys can live. I think you guys can live.
We cannot go an episode without the transition. We're all going to perish.
You know, speaking of transitions, you know, growing up, some of the shows that had the best transitions were anime, especially the transitions for Magical Girls. Especially if you watch a lot of Sailor Moon and a lot of other shows like that, you'll know that, you know, transitions are important. And this is our transition for GMK Magical Girl, which is an interest check.
You're really losing your touch.
Going on by Lunar. I just put too many words. I should just went straight to it. Too many words.
It needs to be quicker.
It needs to be quicker. It needs to be quicker. So this is, in my opinion, pretty close to KA 2017 from these KLE renders. But hey, I like KA 2017. I mean,
yeah,
so I think some of the colors will be eventually slightly revised, Lunar has said. But I mean, it's a nice light pink set, which I think is fine. You know, we haven't really seen anything other than like GMK Olivia, because otherwise when we have like the JTK pink one, that's kind of like an aggressive pink. Same with Pudsy's interest check we covered a few weeks ago about the grape punk.
I don't remember.
It's like pink, like an aggressive, like neon pink and gray, and as well as what's the other set I'm thinking? GMK Valentine's, a more darker pink, similar to the accents in this. So I like a calmer, lighter pink. Do you worry about the contrast for the alphas, Brian?
Yeah, especially because the contrast seems a little low in this particular render. But you know, we'll kind of, this is again just a KLE render. What we really need is a better rendering setup here. We need the official GMK render, and we need high quality renders from one of the people in the community that are really good at doing them. You know, your thesis campers, your Zombumons, Zablotskis, people that like actually are more or less professional renderers in the community at this point. So it's too early for me to really judge anything. But if I were to judge it right now, the contrast does seem a little off. But I do think we need more sets like this. So we'll see. Need more pink. We can throw this on the pink meme, you know.
Oof. Yeah, I agree. So if you're interested, you know, check out that post over on Keep Talk. Give Lunar some feedback. I want this to run. I like this idea. I like this idea.
Yeah, I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to get K 2017, and if I try to buy it now, it'd probably be incredibly expensive. So if this could be a cheaper alternative for me,
yep,
could be a thing.
Could be a thing. Would recommend. Let's move on to our next one. Our next one I think is going to be pretty interesting because, you know, it's been teased for a while, and now it's like, hey, we're going live October 5th. Zamon's laying down the hammer with GMK Chocolatier.
Laying down the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The Zambu hammer. On October 5th, GMK Chocolatier is going to be launching. So that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool. So one of the cool things about this kit that he does like talking about is he includes an extra tab key. Because if you get the novelties, that means you have enough keys to have two sets, basically. Right? One for like a standard 104 ANSI and like just another one full of novelties. Or the other way around. But, yeah.
Do we know who is running this yet?
I've
been in talks with Novelkeys as a US distributor. Okay, so potentially Novelkeys. Very cool. Sorry, what was your question? No,
nothing. I'm happy Vaughn understood what I was going for when I said hammer. because hamon,
I'm
ham.
oh yeah, that makes sense.
Thanks, Wallman. Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Yeah, that's yeah. Anyways,
Brown. That's what's anyways. How do you feel about just browns? There's not many brown sets in the community, and is there a reason for that?
I don't know, man. I don't think brown is as popular of a color. I mean, overall, just in life. But you know, obviously there are going to be people that like different things, and I think we should have colors that everybody can, you know, be, or well, everyone can have access to. So I think just having sets of like pretty much every color is always a good idea. So yeah, more sets of colors that we don't normally see. Totally down with it.
I have a question to ask for you and ask for chat especially. Maybe I'm just like drawing this too far. Is our brown key sets like, is that the tweed of keyboards? Because like everyone like likes how tweed looks for the most part, but no one actually owns tweed clothing because like no one lives in the 70s anymore. But like you look at old pictures, like, oh, that looks fine, yeah, it looks good, but like, no one owns it. That's how I feel. That's all I think about brown key sets when I see brown key sets. But and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. That and
Yeah,
what do you think about the blue?
I don't understand the blue, but I am not. I don't know much about like the theme of this. I've seen like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and stuff, but like I don't really remember where the blue really ties in. Although I do really like the golden ticket novelty. I'm really glad he carried that over from the SA version.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty smart. And I do like the actual logo novelties, like the Willy Wonka ones. I think those look pretty nice as well.
What's brown and blue?
Or maybe someone in chat can help us out there.
I don't know. Brown and blue. I know when he first teased us, he was really strong on like the blue angle. I'm like, I want to add blue to this. I don't understand why. Maybe it's like some kind of like Spanish candy bar I'm unaware of. But
Max5 says your face after a bar fight. Brown and blue. Well, I'm like.
Didn't you say it was a reference to the blueberry scene? But she turned violet because her name was Violet, even though Violet's like a blue, but not.
Ooh, Lump of Underwear says poop in a pool. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ew, that's a 6th grade experience no one wants to go back to.
Oh, Gio's saying, wasn't it a reference to the blueberry scene? I don't know. That could make sense though. I could see that.
I don't know, but it's interesting. It's interesting. So check this out. This is a very detailed interest check, even though it's like basically announced for October that it's gonna be happening. So as all of his stuff he puts out, very, very detailed on his website. Check out the renders. Get interested if you are into that brown. Maybe it is or maybe it isn't the tweed of keyboards. Who knows? Who knows? Let's move on to our next one. Next one I think is gonna be an interesting one. Also going to be at Novelkeys, which already is. SA Violet on Cream. So, SA, there's been, some new SA sets we're going to be talking about, but SA has always been like one of those, profiles, love how it looks, not a fan of how it feels. Right. So, I don't know what that sound was, but that's how I feel about SA, basically. I like how this looks. I even think they missed out on the opportunity to make a red version of this and done SA Strawberries on Cream, because strawberries on cream is a thing. But still, let's talk about the Violet on Cream group buy. So, compatibility wise, I'm going with is what I'm gonna say about compatibility. It's gonna be running until the end of October, basically. Low MOQ though, only 100 sets.
Yeah, is this Novelkeys?
It is Novelkeys.
Or not Novelkeys, I'm sorry, Max Keys. Is this Max Keys or is this Signature Plastics? I'm having trouble finding that information.
I don't know because I didn't research this beforehand.
I just went through the page and I can't. It doesn't seem to be listed on the page. The reason I asked is because of the $150 price tag.
They are.
I feel like with this compatibility, you would spend less on a Max Keys set. Like this would be like $100 set on Max Keys.
Yeah, and they are referencing PMK color codes. WAVA and Red for the cream and violets.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks fine. It looks nice.
Is there?
I don't think I'd pay $150 for this set.
Do you think there's a purple fatigue? That's like right now or
absolutely.
around the corner.
100%.
I think there's a purple fatigue.
I think purple. Yeah, I think purple has already been. I mean, it's probably the most popular color in the community, besides like, neutral stuff like silver, gray, black. I think purple has really been overdone lately in the last, I don't know, year and a half maybe. We've had lots of purple. And not that I dislike purple, I think it's fine to have options, but I think there are other colors that could be focused a little bit more on right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely could be, but purple,
just my thought on it.
Purple and SA. I know we have a lot of purple in GMK, so maybe this is like the end of the purple streak with here's purple with something else that's not GMK that people can hop onto. That's my thought behind this.
I think Mike needs to update this and say if it's Max Keys or Signature Plastics. I think that information is kind of crucial. Judging by the price, I'm gonna say it's Signature Plastics, but we'll hopefully get that information soon. Either way, looks like $150. Group buy is open right now. Compatibility is fairly limited, but you get enough for a lot of your basic stuff. ISO support as well, so it's much better than a standard 104 compatibility.
Move on to our next topic, which I think may start eventually getting some fatigue in colors, but maybe not yet. GMK Coniferus round 2. I know as everyone knows, hopefully might not know, camping has shipped out recently, and a lot of people are a fan of green right now. Like green is back in. So Donut Cables is announced group buy for Coniferus round 2 starting October 1st, and there's going to be an option now for Hiragana Sub-Legends as an extra kit. You don't have to have it completely be weaved out. It's just one of the kits. You can just get the normal Latin alphas and be sets. This is starting October 1st. Yeah, so here's some mock-ups of the compatibility, which is pretty good. It's pretty standard for a lot of things nowadays.
Yep, not too shabby. Yeah, like you mentioned already, green already starting to get a lot of love in the community as well over the last year or so. With Coniferus, Royal Alpha was seeing a lot of popularity for a while. Camping, both SA and GMK were very popular. Green is starting to become a more common color for custom keyboard kits that is being offered. So definitely see a lot more green, which I think is fine. I don't think it's completely played out yet, but I think there has been a lot of that as well. But people are loving it. Then nothing wrong with that. Hiragana Sub-Legends also seeing an outrageous amount of popularity. Sub-Legends and Mono Legends, but more Sub-Legends. So I'm glad you have the option to keep the standard Latin or bump it up if you're a bit of a weeb.
If you're a weeb with a keeb. Yeah, so that's going to be available on the 1st. Hopefully we'll have more information. I don't think he really has much information. He's aiming for a $150 price point for the base kit. It's all right. Good, at least decent compatibility. So we'll see. We will see. We'll see.
That group buy is starting the 1st of October, so just a few days away.
Around the corner. Speaking of things that are also going to be around the corner, I guess it's already here. because there's 23 days left, is the Mass Drop Alt High Profile. So you might know their Alt as their 65% keyboard that they have ran pretty recently. It was a low profile in switch RGBs with underglow, 2 USB-C ports on the back, and they've announced they've made a high profile one, which you can join the drop now on Mass Drop.
Yeah, not a ton to say about this. I mean, we've covered the alt in the past. Nothing else has really changed much here other than the fact that it's now available in a high-profile version. I thought this was kind of interesting and cool because if you guys maybe remember a little while back, Input Club also announced they've been working on a board called the Re-Type, which is basically an updated K-Type that is also high-profile. So, you know, some of the bigger players that sell a lot of you know, slightly lesser expensive OEM keyboards like these that aren't fully custom. Usually they choose the low profile versions, and now they're starting to hit the high profile market as well, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
This one has some pretty serious gaps between the case and the caps, at least in the very first top picture.
Yes.
So this is actually something that I've seen a lot of people talking about in the community lately, ever since the Tokyo 60. I don't want to call it a fiasco.
Ever since the clue board. Let's go back to the OG one that started this discussion.
As well.
But yes.
Yeah, that where they place a larger gap between the case and the cap, so you see more of the plate. You don't quite have as much case there. The tolerances are wide. And from what I've been kind of learning among enthusiasts is that people actually really care about this. This is something that they think is more or less a failure if the tolerances are that wide, and they want a much smaller gap so you can actually get, you know, more case there, and you can have much less seam in between your caps and your case, which personally I do agree with. It's not usually a deal breaker for me if there is a gap, but that's just something I've noticed. People feel a lot stronger lately than I
definitely agree, and I think at least the biggest part, like for example, you know, while people dislike the clue board for it, that wasn't ever like you said, a fiasco like the Tokyo 60. And I think that one is more because of they changed it and didn't tell anyone until people started pointing it out, which I think is bad in itself. I think if they do produce it like we see in these pictures with these existing gaps, I think people, while they may not like those gaps, the people who are buying it will say, well, at least I see it as is here first beforehand, as opposed to here's a, you know, prototype sample. Oh, just kidding, we're not going to have it manufactured like that. Which, by the way, the blocker, it looks really bad if you look at the picture in the blocker, because it looks so uneven on both sides. And like how the blockers curve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but hey, you know, if you were into 65% with all these features and you wanted it high profile, then here's an option for you if you don't mind any of the imperfections. I don't want to call those kind of gaps or tolerances imperfections, because, like, really they're not.
No, they're design choices.
It's designed that way. It's a design choice.
It's just an unpopular design choice.
Agreed. In the enthusiast community, that would probably certainly be called a bad design choice. The Sweaty Eddie, thank you so much for all the bits, man. Appreciate that.
All that salt.
All that salt. All this gap salt, man. yeah, the blocker. The blocker leaves much to be desired as well.
Well, let's move to a 65% board that has less gaps, which is quite the keyboard to talk about. Ryan Norbauer has announced the Heavy 6 Group buy has started. Oof.
Yep. A lot of you FC660C owners have been waiting for this.
So let's just go through this real quick.
Now's your chance.
We got aerospace. We got retro refrigerator. We got aperture, which is the same color as my Norba Touch. We got motorsport, which, oof, that mustardy yellow is. Ugh. And then we have the monolith. Bum, bum, bum. Those are the options.
Yep. So Let's go through these. So in relation to his previous group buys, Aerospace is most certainly going to be the anodized option, seemingly your only anodized option.
Yep.
And that is going to be your lowest price point at $260. The Retro Refrigerator, Aperture, Motorsport will all be powder coated. So those are going to be more expensive because he has that done at an American shop local to him. So the prices are a bit higher, but he really does think the quality comes out worth it. So there's your justification for the much higher prices on those finishes. I did get a chance to test out the Motorsport version when he had at the Seattle meetup. I checked that out. It was pretty interesting, and it really does look as extreme in person as it does in the picture. I will say that it is very blinding.
I can imagine. We get
to the monolith.
Yes.
And the first thing you're probably going to note here, the price tag, $900. How often do we see $900 keyboards in the community?
Titanium ones.
$900 cases. Not even a full keyboard. $900 case.
Real quick, Rumai, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you. So, this $900, I've been talking to Ryan quite a bit about this. He actually doesn't have like a huge markup on this. He's barely breaking even for the $900. Fun fact. Which is unfortunate, but happy. He people wanted this to be an option, so he made it an option. He's like, who's gonna buy this? 5 people in 15 minutes did. Oof, and this is all steel.
That's more
all
than
steel.
I would have expected.
Yeah. There's gonna be even more. It weighs over 7 pounds for just the case. No, with the keyboard installed, over 7 pounds. So that's gonna be really, really exciting. So
very extreme.
I'm excited to try basically see all these in person. Some future meetup. I personally am trying to save the amount I need for the monolith. That's my main goal. I will be receiving the Aperture, the one you see in the pictures. He's going to be sending that to me. I think it's already on it. Might be already on its way to me. So I might be getting it like Saturday. Ryan will be sending it to me, and I'll be doing some typing sounds. If he lets me, I'll mod his FC660C with like lube and other stuff. I don't know if you want to. It's actually his FC660C inside of it, so I don't know how much I can actually like touch it and do things with it. But we'll see. And I'll probably do some kind of review of it. I'll probably try to have it out before the buy period ends, October 13th, to be honest, because it's just the case I need to review for the most part. But the only thing is that I can't take account of is he said he might end it before the 13th if the orders get too high, because he wants to make sure he can have time to dedicate to everyone's board to make sure it's a good product comes out. He doesn't want to be inundated with way too many orders. He'd rather limit the orders and have
distribution in his living room. So.
Yeah. I might be changing for this one. He told me TBD. But we'll see. But still, he said he doesn't want to go too overboard with this. He'd rather do multiple runs than have one too big of a run. We will see. Next, though, on the same page, that ballistic carry brief. Let's go over this. $180 for arguably one of the nicest carrying cases in the world for keyboards. That patch, by the way, is stitched with metal for his logo. That's metal threading that they've.
That does look really interesting.
Looks great. Oof, that bag.
That's crazy. Yeah. It's $180 for a carrying case that supports
TKLs.
Basically one keyboard. You get one keyboard. More or less. Maybe you could like Tetris in like 2 or 3 40% here, depending on what they are. But I mean, by and large, you'd be putting one keyboard in here. $180. I think I really want to see one of these in person.
I might see one in person soon.
I am certainly not the target audience for a $180 one keyboard carrying case, but I think a lot of people out there might be. So I really want to see one of these in person so I can make a decision on if this would ever be worth it to me. But it's certainly interesting, if nothing else.
Yeah. I'm really excited. Hopefully very soon I'll be getting my Aperture, well his Aperture FC660C with the case. I'll make video and content for you guys as soon as my workbench comes. So let's try to. I'm just excited for this. I'm gonna try to get the monolith. I don't know, Brian, if an FC660C is in your future or not.
I
know that feel. So we'll see. And the last bit of news is, he did say, he's working on nice PVD back plates for this board, and he's eventually going to be running back PVD plates for the normal force in the future for heavier ones.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's a cheaper way to add weight because it's just a big metal plate with some screws in the back.
Baby Feet says $180. You can bring a bodyguard to the meetup.
Oof.
You can hire someone to hold your monolith or your heavy six in general, and he can fight off, he or she could fight off people that try to touch your board or something.
That feel when I went to buy the monolith, but tax.
The face when you want to buy the monolith, but then it's still $900.
Oh yeah, I probably can't buy it.
Which isn't to say it's a bad value. That's not how prices work.
I might. It's gonna be rough. I'm gonna try to get it at the last day, but we'll see. We will see. Speaking of things, we'll see very soon. We'll see the winners of the raffle. A raffle, you might ask? Why are we covering a raffle? Because the TMO50 keyboard raffle launched. It is a very, very cute board, run by Kelly Bear, 60-degree angle, MX Alps compatibility, QMK, USB Mini, RGB underglow if you get the polycarb base instead of the aluminum one. Small.
Yeah. I was actually talking to her for a little bit earlier today about this group buy and the board itself, and it does seem pretty interesting. Like you said, it is going to be a raffle. It was only going to be a raffle if they got more than 30 entries in the group buy, because they are limiting it. They're limiting this run to 30 units. So if it goes over 30, it's going to be a raffle. And apparently within half an hour, she already sold out all 30 spots. So it is going to be a raffle. Couple things to note here. The prices, not too bad actually. If any kit, any slot that you get is automatically going to come with a PCB, so you do not have to add the PCB price into your base price unless you want an additional PCB. So you can get a base level kit, aluminum top, polycarbonate plate, polycarbonate bottom, for what, $180? I think about $180. So you can actually start a configuration for not a whole lot of money here. And if you want to go full premium and you want a brass plate and an aluminum bottom, it'll run you a little bit north of 200. But still not too bad. I think the pricing is pretty on point for this. Shipping will cost between 30 and 40 depending on where you are. 30 seems a little high if you're in the US. So I'm curious how that goes. Because unless they have some kind of maybe fancy packaging. They do also note that all packages will be insured, which does cost additional money, obviously. So there is that. But I'd like to see a cheaper in US price. I think this could probably be shipped for around 15 to 20, depending on the packaging. Either way, pretty respectable price for the kits, and I'm interested to see this. I have been told I might be getting a sample of one of these, even if it's just temporary.
Nice.
To build it up on stream and kind of promote it a little bit and see if it's a cool product and do a review. Well, hopefully it's pretty cool.
Is that hinting that there would be a second round?
So the way this worked was there was already what she's calling an experimental group buy.
Yes, I've seen a few in the wild.
That's why a few of them are already out in the wild. This is going to be their first run. Though she hasn't told me directly, I would assume there might be more runs of this in the future. That would be my guess. Anyways, you do get a QMK PCB, you get RGB underglow, so if you go with the polycarbonate bottom, you will get all that RGB goodness. If you go with an aluminum bottom, it'll more or less be wasted on. So something to keep in mind there as well. But yeah. Check this out.
If you're interested, the raffles, you can still join. It started at 1 p.m. today, and it's running 1 p.m. Pacific time today, running for 24 hours, so you can still enter that raffle if you're interested in this board. So,
yep,
I entered.
Really short group buy period, 24 hours, 1 p.m. Pacific time from today to 1 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. That's it.
Yeah.
This isn't a week-long group buy. This isn't a month-long group buy. You get 24 hours. So, but that's because of just the manufacturer she's working with wanted to do everything, get stuff working before the upcoming autumn festival stuff.
Heck yeah, to set up everything.
Holiday. So, so yeah, hopefully pretty soon. She doesn't have any kind of timeline here, but I would estimate, I don't know, maybe like a 3-month production time, something fairly average for group buys these days, 3-4 months maybe after everything. But yeah, pretty cool product. A lot of people seem to be liking the ones that they got in the experimental group buy. I'm looking forward to trying one out.
So am I. I hope I win. So, RN Jesus.
Be my friend.
Be my friend, RN Jesus. Let's move on to our next topic. Another topic that has no timelines, because it's by yours truly. I'm running a group buy, guys, for Sorbathane sheets. I kind of didn't want to put this on the news doc because I have a lot of orders already. Like, I'm not like at the point where I have too many orders where I can't handle it, but I'm getting there. Fair warning. This is gonna be closing on Monday just because I'm just not trying to go crazy. If you're interested in Sorbathane, I'm running for 6x12 and 12x12 sheets. There's an order form. Feel free to check it out. Shipping's included unless you order like a lot of sheets. $16 for the 6x12 1-inch, 0.1 inch thick, or $23 by the 12x12 0.1 inch thick. If you're wondering, yes, the 12x12 is selling way more because it's better value, but you should be getting them based on what you need. Measure twice, cut once.
Yep.
For the most part, it's a good amount cheaper than some other manufacturers retailers who offer this product. This is my round 1. I will be doing future rounds after this round, and my future rounds will include other Sorbathane related keyboard things that will be very, very beneficial, but this kind of hopefully can kickstart everything for me. So check it out when you get a chance. Feel free to join. Feel free not to join. I've met MOQ. I've met MOQ. It doesn't matter to me at this point.
Makes life difficult by ordering one of these.
I've met MOQ. I'll say that. So it's already like it's already a thing. It's gonna get pushed through. Yeah.
Yep. Sweaty Eddie, thank you so much for all the bits again. Very nice.
4-leaf clover bits. With 3-leaf clover bits, I can't see. Yeah, clover bits.
Yeah, it's clovers.
Thank you so much for that. Speaking of things I'm thankful for Nathan Kim, because I'm going to say he did a good review of the cream switches, but to be honest, I literally have not watched this review yet because I'm working on my own review, and I don't know whether or not I want to watch it and have my review corrupted with the knowledge of what he has said in his.
That is totally fair. I have watched this, and I will say it was a pretty darn good watch.
Oof, spoilers.
Does a good job. Yep, I think Nathan did a pretty good job here trying to explain the very odd differences that these switches have versus other switches we might be a lot more comfortable with. So if you're interested in that and you don't want to wait for the top Clack review, then here you go. He does a pretty good job here, as expected from Nathan Kim.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of,
but there are a lot of other people that do really good jobs as well.
Like who?
Like our sponsors, starting with Input Club.
Thanks, Input Club.
Front at Kono.store there. You can head over to this link right here, and you can check out all sorts of cool things. They have the SA Symbiosis Keycap set group buy going on right now.
And giveaway.
And a giveaway. They do have a giveaway. Well,
what was that?
It's like, I don't know. Someone's like revving their engine outside my window, apparently. Sorry about that, guys. I'd close my window, but I have to like get up and do that, and I'm way too lazy for that. The GMK monochrome set also still in Group Buy that got extended to the 15th of October. So you have over 2 weeks still to get in that, which is really cool for me because I wasn't able to join it yet, but I might be able to by that time. SA Royalty Group Buy is still going on right now as well, and you can check out interest check for GMK Choco, among other things. So make sure you get in there, join that giveaway, because giveaway, why not? You know, do some cool stuff there. And while you're there, pick up a Top Clack shirt.
Yeah.
Just do it. It's like $20.
Do us a solid, guys.
Yeah. Because people don't buy them. We're gonna be honest. People don't buy them, really. I mean, we've sold very few.
Please buy them.
But you know, if you buy them, you will make a man of interest and a Quakums very happy for just a very small amount of money per day.
I'm possibly trying to work out a deal for just if I can pay for just the shipping to have like maybe like 10 to 20 shirts shipped for the NorCal meetup, so we can just sell them in person for people who don't want to pay shipping. Like it'd be just cost without shipping.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Maybe. But our next absolutely wonderful sponsor is Zeal PC, Zeal Generation, who is running his group buys for Orange, Helios, the newest V2s of the Zelios and the Xylence. He's got the Rev 4 Zeal 60 PCB, which is just phenomenal because we got that gold and black, and we got that black and gold, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. He's got some, he got a sale going on for those ever so wonderful screw and stabilizers, which I built with recently for an event I did. He's also has the Zeal 65 PCBs. Limited amount available for first release. USB-C, center mount, no screw holes for any kind of tray mount. 65% keyboard kits. I know a lot of people wanted those PCBs to use for their own boards or try to modify existing things. So he's like, hey, you want it? I got it. So there you go. Check that out when you get a chance. He has his Zilencios. He has gold-plated stabs. Be hyped because he's made bold claims. And let's see if he can live up. I hope he does.
Yep, top class getting samples of the new Zelios, Helios, and Xylence. So we're really looking forward to checking those out, and hopefully they're as good as he claims them to be. Because, you know, we're not, if they suck, we're not pulling any punches, regardless of whether he's a sponsor or not. Because that's how journalism should work. Anyways, we also have Novelkeys.xyz, which you can check out there. He's got all the new, I think every single box switch has been updated now. So if you order a box switch that isn't part of the old stock, which is labeled as such, then you will be getting the new versions of there. So, of course, he also has desk mats, switches of other kinds all over, and, you know, pretty good stuff. He doesn't have a ton of group buys going on right now, but he just ended a few. So that's okay. I'm sure we'll pick back up there. And while you're there, use promo code TOPCLACK, get you 5% off your entire order. Save you a couple bucks on all those switchy goodness.
And you know what? He recently got into a little partnership, little dealio thing going on with the war up in the stars that happened apparently a long time ago and very far away.
In a galaxy far, far away.
In a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago, but still in the future. Because where's my lightsaber? Where's my laser weaponry? Come on.
I saw your laser sword. Only Jedi carry that kind of weapon.
I was gonna pull a prop, but it's too far for me to grab.
Oh man, that's really unfortunate.
Right? But some cool things going on over at Z Frontier. A ton of key sets. They run quite a few boards. They have a few more awesome projects in the pipeline. We actually got word we'll be receiving some Grid 600s, which they ran recently for review and for our use. Which, you know, hint, usually when those things happen, that might indicate some kind of future for those kind of products extending past the first round. But if you are interested in running a key set and you need an Asian proxy, or you're running a keyboard and it's big enough manufacturing where you could use a Chinese proxy, Z Frontier is the recommended source. Like, almost every single interest check or group buy that we talk about that ends up having a proxy will go to Z Frontier because they do a great job with their distribution in that area. They do a great job collecting the fees and making sure you, as the group buy runner, get the information you need from that market to make sure you have, hopefully, the numbers you need to make MOQ. So check them out
Yeah.
when you get a chance. They're going to be running a lot more key sets coming soon and a lot more keyboards coming soon as well.
And actually, on the 30th, we're going to be doing a Chinese AMA.
Yes.
Where we will have a translator from Z Frontier. So that's going to be really, really fun.
Yes.
Really, really fun. Cyber Sam, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Well.
And, you know, the last thing I want to say before, you know, we do a little transition, bring on our guest about Z Frontier, is we have talked to them quite a bit about their communications, about what's been happening with this and that. And they actually have a new project updates tab. And we have been actually being told, basically, they are recommitting their efforts to make sure things are improved. Like I said, I'm just forwarding this information. Let's see if they do or not. I hope they do, but they've told us they do want to recommit to, you know, making sure everyone have, you know, great product updates, especially for projects like, you know, the Elemento FR87, which I'm a part of, right? I have to like hound them for updates, and I'm sponsored by them, so they're like, yeah, we dropped the ball, our bad. So they told me they're going to reaffirm their efforts to do better project updates, and I hope they do. And I support their efforts if they keep it up. Hopefully they do.
Heck yeah.
Hopefully they do.
Yep. And of course, we do have a guest on today.
We do.
We have Quantrik, a rising keyboard designing star in our community. That flair.
With that in mind, yeah, I'm gonna put our insert transition screen here while you dial up the man himself. Ring, ring, ring. Banana
Adding
phone.
him right now. Rising keyboard designing star. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh no, that flair.
With that in mind, yeah, I'm gonna put our inserts.
There we go. There we go. Sorry everyone, but we are now joined with Quantrik, who just muted himself on Skype and will hopefully be undeafening himself on Discord. Can you hear us? Are you with us?
Yeah, guys.
Perfect.
Heck yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Having a great day. Watching some Top Clack after work.
Oof. Yeah, that is a great day. Feels good. All right, so the people that might not be aware of who you are, can you give us a little bit of background on who you are and where you came from and why are you in this amazing community and what you do?
All right. It's a lot of questions at once, but I'll try to hit all of them.
Same question. You just got to tell us about yourself.
Sure. Yeah, so I guess my start in the community really was just joining the Reddit Mechanical Keyboards Discord. For a long time, I just browsed like the KB Design and the KB Ergo channels. That's really what I was interested in when I started out. But eventually I moved more into the KB Customs channel. And yeah, I kind of just saw a bunch of posts on the subreddit of nicer keyboards, and those interested me a little bit more. So my first custom was a VEA. I bought a B-stock one from Oddforge after gas dropped by. And then short after that, I bought a TX75. And when I got that, the PCB was bricked.
Ooh.
So I actually have a background in like computer engineering. That's what I went to school for. So I decided to design my own PCB for the TX75. So that's kind of how I got into designing things in the community. And then after that, some problem I had with my VEA is I'm actually a pretty fast typist, and I noticed like input lag between the two halves.
Yep.
And that really bothered me.
It's bad.
So, yeah. So I wanted to make my own split custom board, which was how I got the idea to make the SX60. And yeah, after there, I just kind of started making more keyboards, modeling stuff in CAD, and here we are today.
Okay. So what was your first keyboard project? It was the SX60, right?
Yeah, that was my first case that I did, but I did a few PCBs before that.
Okay, fair enough. So can you walk us through your kind of design theory on the SX60 and like maybe some of the woes you fell into when doing a group buy?
Yeah, so design-wise on the SX60, so a lot of people said it was like a VEA clone, and I mean, I took a ton of inspiration from the VEA, but also something I liked from TX was like the sandwich style feel. So the SX60 was kind of like a merger between the TX75 and the VEA for me. And the reason for like the left macro column, it's so that the two halves are like the same size and the same weight. And then something else that I wanted to improve upon was having all USB Type-C connectors, because I don't like mini USB. And I also don't like the, what is it, like a SATA cable that they use to connect the two halves for the VEA. Yeah, it's not for me.
That was an interesting choice.
SATA cable rated for 50 insertions. What a great choice for a keyboard. So I have a question as well. Since you said you come from a background of electrical engineering or computer design as a way, and your first few projects were with PCBs. When you design a keyboard, I'm guessing you're also designing the PCB at the same time. Do you ever come across issues where you have to change one or the other and they can radically affect your design? Because most of the designers we talk with don't do any PCB work. They just do the case part and they hand it off to someone else for the PCB. And whoever does the PCB just kind of has to, just live with that design. Is there any times where you've had, changes you've had to make to PCBs or cases because you were like, oh, wait, a microcontroller needs to go there? Or, oh, this is not ideal?
I can't really say I've run into anything like that, but I try to keep my PCBs pretty simple. I don't really care for underglow. I don't really care for backlighting either. So my PCBs are pretty bare, and the connector can only go in so many places, like on a 65% or a 75%. I like to keep it centered. On a 60%, I mean, there's so many 60% PCBs that there's really no need to design any, in my opinion.
Was that the reason you decided to forego that option on the QXP?
Yes, yeah. I mean, all the connectors are like in the same place, and the difference between Mini and Type-C is Type-C is a little wider and a little less tall. So if you just make the connector hole big enough to accommodate both of them, then you can fit either a Type-C or a Mini B US or PCB in the 60% case. And then TKL, just put it in the same place as like every other TKL. It's kind of standardized at this point.
Yeah. Let's move on to this bad boy right here, the QXP, which I was very happily receptive of yesterday, and I took it out of the box and I pet it a little bit, and it was very odd and awkward. But it looks quite nice, and this board actually surprised me a lot when I first saw the thread, mainly because of the price. It's not too often we get like a nice two-piece construction of top and bottom with a brass plate and a pretty nice brass weight. There's actually a fair amount of heft to this board, and it's not too often we get all of those features at a price that's as low as 250 USD. So I was kind of curious how you were actually able to accomplish something like that when comparable boards are selling for $350, $400, even $450.
I mean, I don't know. I just got the price from my factory. I factored in how much money I thought was reasonable to make on the group buy, and then yeah, just sold it for that much. It helps that I sold 100 units instead of 75 or 50. So the more units you sell, the lower the group buy price goes down. But
for sure, yeah, I was just kind of blown away. I felt like it was a group buy that I essentially just had to join just because of the price and the shipping proximity as well. Since it's nice to not pay $40, $50, $70 for shipping like internationally. So that was pretty nice bonus. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised because a lot of other custom keyboards that honestly look and feel this premium are a lot more expensive. And I'm wondering if it had me kind of thinking if other people are just marking up boards like way higher than maybe you were, or if maybe you just found like the god tier factory for pricing.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, this is definitely more of like a passion project type deal for me. I mean, I have a full-time job, so I really don't need the income from my keyboard side projects to support myself. So I don't know, maybe I just don't value my time as much as other people do.
Well, either way, I definitely thank you for that, because that helps people like me out a lot more. So what about the design theory on the QXP? What was the kind of goal for this board?
I wanted to make it like really low profile, like close to the table. I don't really like when boards have like that high front lip. And then I guess I just wanted to do another sandwich board because I like how they feel personally. And then the side profile is kind of like an ode to the koala, the OTD koala.
Certainly. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, the first thing I noticed was actually, like you were just mentioning, how thin like the front is. Like this will sit very close to your desk, which is pretty nice. It's a nice change of pace from something like I was using the Time TK a little while ago, and it's like
it's nice,
I feel like it's this high off my desk, and I'm just like,
even with a wrist rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the front of the QXP is around 15.5 to 16 millimeters, and I don't know what the time is. I think it's like 24 or something. So
it's tall. It's tall.
It's pretty brutal.
So
I'm really looking forward to building this one, certainly.
I do have a question for you. You know, as a designer, I know a lot of the designers will often, get around, talk to each other every now and then. But as a designer yourself, would you say, maybe in your opinion, the three designers pushing keyboard design in whatever way you'd think of, maybe in terms of looks, in terms of ergonomics, in terms of just what are three to you just keyboard designers truly just moving forward in this community?
I guess my number one favorite designer is myself. No.
I don't know. I like that.
That's good. Confidence.
Good.
Yeah, definitely Yuxi. I mean, I love his projects. He always comes out with stuff that's just fucking awesome, in my opinion. After him, I don't know, a lot of people give Zondat shit, but I think he spends a lot of time trying to make the keyboard as small as possible. Like, he puts a lot of work into making, like, the edges, the front, like the height of the keyboard just as tight as possible. Besides that, I don't know. I don't pay a ton of attention to other designers. Oh, I guess my camera flew up a little bit. I like Exclusive because he just puts PVD on everything and sells like 12-pound keyboards, so that's pretty cool.
That is certainly cool.
Those are definitely three designers I would say are definitely doing a lot in the community. Yeah. Yeah, I mean I'm a big I have boards from all three of them, and I love all my boards from all three of them.
Yeah. I still don't have a TGR board, but I really do like my X60, and I really do like my E6 as well. So moving on just a little bit, can you talk to us about any kind of like upcoming projects that you got working on? I know you have the Q in the pipeline. Can you tell us a little bit about that and when we can maybe expect that group buy to happen?
Yeah, let me just grab it real quick. So I have a few here, but yeah, this is the Q. I don't know, I guess I talked earlier about how Yuxi was one of my favorite designers. I really liked the corner blocker on the 910, but I don't know. I thought the 910 could have been done a little better. It's kind of just a hole in the board. So I went a step further and have like this little inlaid piece of metal here. And then you can see that there's another accent. So this is actually the plate sticking through from the sides. So this board's kind of like a hybrid sandwich top mount. So the front is top mount, and then the back is a sandwich mount, and then it has the through weight as well. So this is definitely what's coming up next. After this, I actually have another board.
Oh, A+ dog.
Yeah, no, A+ dog.
That is a top tier prepper right there.
So this is QKL. This is my TKL. I don't know if I'll change anything with this or not. I don't have a PCB right now. I've been kind of slacking on designing it. And then you can see the side profile here. So this is all just weight. On the prototype, it's just aluminum, but I guess group by time, it'll be brass or stainless steel or aluminum options. And I think it'll be somewhere like 8 or 9 pounds if you get it in brass or steel.
Perfect.
That is pretty sexy. I don't think I've seen that yet.
I really like that. Yeah.
And then I guess after that, since I made the Q, I'm just going to make 8 other 65% boards with a Japanese character. So.
Oh. Yay. Can't wait to see the differences between all of them.
Yeah, I already have a design done for Hachi, which is 8. I'm running a private group buy for that, probably pretty soon. And then if you watched my design stream, actually did like a Twitch stream where I walked through how to design a keyboard. I did the design for Nana, which is the 7. And I might tweak a few things from the video, but it should be pretty close to that. So yeah, I just have to design like 6 more.
Could you link that video in the Twitch chat just so people can find it easier?
Yeah, let me grab that.
Cool. And for the Q, do you have any kind of estimate on date it will launch? Any kind of price or options? Just so we know ahead of time.
Do you want to know like what colors or what options do you want to know?
Mainly just like the price and like plate options, things like that. Are we going to see like polycarbonate here?
Yes. So the Q, I showed it to you earlier, but it has 5 pieces. So it has the little logo, it has the plate that shows through, and then it has the through weight, it has the bottom, and it has the top. So the weight will be brass or stainless. The plate will be brass, stainless, anodized aluminum, or polycarbonate. And then I'm considering offering copper as well, but we'll see on that. And then the logo will be the same options as the plate. And then we'll have probably 6 colors for the case, like 6 anodizing colors. Price, let's say 400. We'll see about that though. I need to figure out how many boards I want to do and get quotes from my manu.
For the little character insert.
Yes.
So there's going to be a polycarbonate version for that?
Yes.
Will there be an LED on the PCB that would allow that to illuminate?
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
All right, my dog is getting the whip.
Uh-oh. Don't hurt Doggo. Oh no.
Oh, Doggo.
Doggo, too cute to hurt, please. Okay, much better.
Yay.
Be good.
Awesome.
All right, we can continue.
Cool. Well, now that we have the Doggo here, I think that's probably the best time to roll into a Q&A. So if everyone in the chat. Any of you have questions, we have answers. Make sure you use the @TopClack tag. Now's a good time to ask questions of Quantrik here, since we have him live on stream. But you can also ask us questions as well, or all of us. You know, whatever your thing is. But yeah, get those rolling. And of course, the quintessential question: do you prefer waffles or pancakes, and why?
I think I like waffles more because the syrup soaks in all the crevices, but I definitely eat pancakes more often because I don't have a waffle maker right now.
Yeah, that's special equipment. That's one of the reasons why pancakes are superior.
Yeah, you just need a pan and some batter.
Oof, the good stuff. Question for me, you know, as a designer, a lot of designers I talk to, you know, they care a lot about the boards that they design, about how they use their boards, and all the smaller technical things that they work on. But what about switches? Like, how about you? For when you design your own board, what switches do you throw in? Does that kind of matter a lot? Do you work on switch modification stuff, or you just get something, plop it in, and you're just fine with that as long as the rest of the design is A+?
Yeah, so I definitely lube and spring swap every single switch. I hate myself for doing it, but once I did it the first time, I can't go back.
Yes.
Yep.
Just not the same after you do it. I guess my favorite switch is 65 gram blacks. I love how cherry switches sound. And then definitely 205 G0. It gives the switches like a nice creamy pitch. I love it.
Creamy pitch, just how I like my switches.
Mm-hmm. Nice and creamy.
Are you a bigger fan of vintage blacks, or are you more of the retooled kind of mind?
I think retooled are good. You just have to get a good batch, and there's going to be some bad switches in that batch, so you definitely have to sort through them. But for the price, they're like amazing. Like 20 cents a switch, count me in.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Midori is going to start us out here saying, ask him about the chocolate bars in the back. I'm assuming those are weights.
Yeah, those are just the brass weights for QXP.
Don't worry, we have more questions about the weight from people. What curse words did you yell at the FedEx guy?
Yeah, so I was actually just back from my honeymoon. So I just got back from my 12-hour flight, and then I had a layover, and then I had another flight back home, and then 2 hours later the FedEx guy shows up and throws all my weights on the concrete. So, you know, I kind of just looked at him, and he's just like, what the fuck, man? And you can't even say anything because you're so tired, so you just kind of stare at him.
What did he say?
He knows he did something wrong.
I'm just as curious to know, like, what he said. Did he say anything, or was he just like? Well,
yeah, he yelled shit when he dropped them. He's just like, oh shit, like all these weights falling out of this box onto the concrete. It's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I guess they didn't pack it well. I'm like, dude, it was in a wooden crate nailed shut. You guys must have tossed it around or something. The ship here.
That's rough.
That's pretty savage.
What's happened has happened, so just got to deal with it now.
Yeah, and I believe you told me that the damaged ones are getting replaced, right?
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm basically taking pictures of people's weights for everyone and asking them, is this good for you? If it's not, I'll hold their board. I'm going to get a list of everyone's who's not okay with their weight, and then I'm going to go to my menu and talk to them, see what we're going to do about replacements, to see if I need to ship the weights back or anything. Once I get the info from the menu, then we'll go from there. But yeah, everyone's going to end up with a fresh weight, assuming FedEx doesn't throw them on the concrete again.
How brutal would it be if the same thing happened?
I don't know. I'd just cry.
I would just lose my
Just
mind.
curl up on the floor and cry.
Yeah. You gotta like get fetal around the weights that are on the ground and then cry. Right in front of the FedEx guy.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm just gonna schedule him to like do a pickup and gonna individually wrap every single weight in a box and scatter them throughout my garage and tell him to have a little egg hunt to scan them all in.
Zondad is asking, and of course you don't have to answer this or any other question. It's totally optional. He's saying, tell me your factory, please.
So my factory is in China.
There
we go.
Not terribly surprised, but there you go. Right.
Yeah. They're a Chinese company based out of China. So yeah.
Huangvu95 is asking, what are the white things on the floor look like cocaine brick?
Oh yeah. So these are the cases. Yeah, so this one isn't open.
I got you, Doug.
Yeah, so that's where all the cases are.
Heck yeah. Max5 asking, Quantrik, will you consider $8,999 for the Q prototype?
No, dude, it's got to be over 9,000.
That's really unfortunate.
Got him.
I don't have that extra dollar. I will send you that extra dollar, actually. Totally.
No,
totally
it has to be over. See, you're still at 9. It has
I will send you $2 USD.
It has to be a $2 bill.
Yeah.
You have to go to the pain of going to the bank and then being like, "Can I get a $2 bill?" And they're like, "You don't have grandchildren. Who are we gonna give this to?"
I could have grandchildren. Come on. I'm not. It's Undone is asking, when are you gonna release weight number who survived the snap?
Yeah, so right now my tack is, hey, is anyone in this Discord channel that bought QXP? And people say, me. And I say, what's your weight number? Say this. And then I send them a picture. I say, is that okay? And they say, yeah. And then I say, cool. I'm shipping it to you.
Perfect.
Or they say no. And I say, okay, guess you're getting a new one. And I'm not shipping it to you.
Seems like a pretty good resolution.
Yeah, but I mean, not everyone's on Discord, so probably do that for like a few more days and then take pictures of all the remaining weights and post them in the Geekhack thread, and then try and get everyone to go through the album I'll upload and look at their weight and give me a yes/no.
Cool, right on. Viminderon is asking, Huey, any estimate on UK shipping for the Sorbathane GB? Amazon prices have gone up since it started.
Not yet. PM me a postal code and I can get you an estimate.
There you go. Hit him up on Discord. Admiral Lollycon asking, a 45% keyboard win. The TMO50 right now is going on. That's more or less a 45% keyboard. Forever Magical asking, 1.5 millimeter or 5 millimeter brass plate and why?
1.5 because 5 is more expensive and I don't think it really does anything for typing feel.
I'd more or less agree with that. I think it definitely alters the sound, and a lot of people do care about sound.
I mean, after I put 205 G0 on my switches, they already sound creamy dreamy, so.
Alright. There you go. There's your answer. I think 5 millimeter has its place, but I think 5 millimeter is more interesting on something like polycarbonate, even though I haven't tried it yet. But I feel like plastic 5 millimeter plates are going to be more interesting than metal 5 millimeter plates, personally. 1.5 millimeter brass.
Are there any group buys right now that are any completed group buys that have had a 5 millimeter polycarbonate plate?
Completed?
The 280, right?
It's not completed. It's not shipped yet.
Oh, well, sorry, yeah, not completed. My bad.
No, not that I know of.
I don't know. I'm hoping that becomes more of a thing.
Is the 280 shipping soon?
No.
It's on it.
I think
No.
he was in chat. Maybe we'll get some answers there. Anyways, Rumai is asking top 3 MX HHKB boards of all time. Top 3 MX HHKB boards.
Oh man.
Who's he asking? All of us?
Yeah, all of us.
Yeah, probably all of us.
Well, number one is probably QXP. Not biased.
Wow. See that coming. You're your own favorite designer, and the QXP is your favorite.
Hey man, that's a top value board for the money.
The math checks out.
I totally agree. I completely agree there. This is probably the most value I've ever received in a custom board.
I guess iconic HHKB boards for me, definitely the Duck Viper has to be one of them.
Iconic, yeah.
Opinion.
Iconic, yeah.
I'm using it right now.
For me, the X60 definitely in the top of mine. I still very happily use my X60 in HHKB format. Love it. What else? Why am I blanking on this now?
I think for like some third place contenders after the QXP and the Viper, maybe E6V2, maybe M60, but you know, those are just.
Oh yeah, M60 could be very cool.
That one's not out there yet, you know.
Yeah.
Not in the wild yet. But yeah, that's how it goes. Hopefully we can get on that soon.
What's that OG Korean board that has like the little blockers that you like screw in? Is that the KMac Happy?
I think so. I forgot. No.
Doesn't the Happy have integrated blockers?
One of them had screw in. I think it was the KMac. I'm pretty sure it's KMac.
Yeah, DQ says KMac.
Yeah, he says KMac.
Is it the Happy though? Wait.
It's one of them.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't know. I see a Happy that has those, and I see a Happy that does not have those. I don't know. But yeah, looks like the K-back. I don't know. I don't do the screw-in blockers. I think that looks way too goofy, personally. Ash32121 is asking, when will Quantrik dabble in Switch design? Or dapple, sorry. I'm assuming it was supposed to be dabble, but they wrote dapple.
I don't know. Probably never, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. I love cherry blacks. So, hi.
Oh, doggo.
Oh my
Hello.
God. I need a doggo. Artemis is asking, when will we see Quantrik feet?
You can see those on the KB Customs channel. I post them quite often, and then Heine posts them more often.
Fantastic. Oh, Twitch contrast, please. NGB is asking, what platforms and when will Quantrik's next board group buy run?
I think I'll probably start the group buy phase for Q after I figure out the weight situation for QXP. I want to clean up that mess before I make a new mess.
That is very respectable. Minderon, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate that, my
Thank
guy.
you.
The Arctic Fox is asking Quantrik, are you going to release plate files?
I've already sent plate files out. I've probably posted them before, but if you want plate files for the QXP, just hit me up and I'll send them to you.
All right. Violet Viceroy is asking, what are your favorite current design trends in keyboards, and what trends do you think are just passing phase?
I definitely love the corner blocker on the 65%. Huge fan of that. As for trends that are just passing by, small boards, yeah, I don't like those.
Just like all 40%?
Anything smaller than 60% is irrelevant.
That's usually how I work as well.
Not even useful. If I don't have number keys on my keyboard, I can't use it. If I have to go to another layer to type in the numbers, I don't even want to look at it.
Fair enough. What about you, Huey? Favorite current design trends, and what is just a trend in the passing phase?
Trend in the passing phase would have to be... This is going to be really, really almost hypocritical because I'm saying it. But all brass keyboards is going to be a passing trend. Passing or going to be just a niche trend. It's funny because, you know, I have one and I've already paid for another one. But
Did you get an E7?
Yep.
All brass?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
man.
real quick thing. So my E6, all brass foundation. I was the last one to join, so I got number 18 out of 18. I wasn't the last one to join for the E7, but I asked exclusive, like, hey, I got the last number for the E6. Can I have the last number for the E8 for E7? He's like, no, because Olivia has it. You have to convince her to give it to you. So
Good luck.
There was a story about that, but I do have number 8 out of 8 for the E7. It worked out.
Nice.
It worked out.
Do you know if he's going to do black PVD for that? Because that would be dynamite.
No, I do not believe it's an option at the moment.
No.
I can talk to him. I have a line of communication. I'll ask him. Black PVD? I'll ask him. Because if it is an option, I might take it.
I think my current favorite design trends, even though they're kind of counterproductive in like the functional form, I think blockers on 60% are cool. Wind keyless blockers in particular. I really, really like the way this looks. Even if it does, take out functionality, whatever. That's not what we're here for anyways. What is just a passing phase? I'm going to go ahead and say 5mm plates, I think, are probably not going to be around for too long. If I had to take a guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I think people are going to like try them out and realize they're not worth the extra cost and they're just going to go away. That's my view.
Mr. Keebs is asking you, Quantrik, to share your Discord URL.
Yeah, I think I
you
posted
posted it
that like 15 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, well we are 11 minutes behind in questions right now.
Oh.
Which is very normal for Talk Clack. Amnesia is asking, why does Quantrik hate 02? I don't know what 02 is.
That's his weight, and I don't hate 002 or 02. FedEx is the one who threw her on the floor. But, yeah, probably because she's ugly. Yeah, let's go with that.
I think we already know the answer to this question based off the previous conversation, but Admiral Lolicon is asking, I should have clarified. I meant, when is Quantrik going to design a smaller than 60% board?
I'll design one. I'll post a picture of it, but I don't know if I'll ever fabricate it. So he didn't ask when the group buy was.
Morning Coffee is asking, Quantrik / Zondat collaboration win?
Probably never. I don't know. Zondat and I have like pretty different design styles. I think he's all about that minimizing your design as much as possible, where I like aesthetic boards, just like beautiful keyboards.
Totally fair. Hope Sorry, Hop Eye Gaming is asking, is Q gonna be limited? I haven't really kept up, but if I thought the OG post said 30 slots, first come, first serve.
Yeah, so it will be first come, first serve. I think I'll be spinning up a Shopify store for that, and I'm undecided on the unit count. I think somewhere between 30 and 50, most likely. Definitely not 100 again, because I mean you can just look behind me.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Fair enough. Max 5 is asking Quantrik, is it true that you are collaborating with Donut Holer for upcoming projects?
Yeah, me and Donut Holer are working on some new slaps. If you haven't heard, my feet are pretty popular in the KB Customs channel, so I think he's working on some new art so he can get some stickers going.
Not that I particularly care to see your feet, but is there like a reason behind the absolute foot fetish that they have with you?
I think I just have some good-looking feet. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's it.
You're a pretty good-looking dude, so that doesn't surprise me. You've already gotten a lot of admirers in the Twitch chat today. A lot of hard eyes and
keep it coming.
Good-looking dude, good-looking feet. Math checks out.
Yep. Yep. Totally. We're actually fully caught up on questions. Heck
wow.
Yeah. That often doesn't happen at the hour-and-a-half mark, so that's good. I think our timing, our pacing was really good on the questions for like the first time ever.
Yeah.
Well, we're about 3 minutes ago. We were 11 minutes behind. So.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. Like when people realize that we're that far behind in chat, they just stop asking questions for a while.
I see.
Well, any last questions before we end the episode today?
We have a last question. Tonka asking, will Quantixodia be featured in slaps? I don't know if I'm saying that word right.
Honestly, you're gonna have to ask the original designer of the Quantixodia. You can find him on Discord. His name is Heinebusch. So he has the patent, or I guess the copyright to that art. So yeah, you're gonna have to ask him. I really can't say.
Pluto19 is curious, what hair products do you use?
Let's see. Get out of my face.
I want that dog. That's a good doggo.
That's a good doggo.
Good doggo.
If Georgia was good, I could have my room open all the time. He's not. He's okay, doggo.
All right. So what we got here is some wax from Amazon. It's Tiki bedhead for men, like myself. Matte separation. I can send you an Amazon link if you really want to know.
Fair enough. Morning Coffee is asking, would you ever do a key set design, maybe a Mito collab?
Yeah, I would definitely love to do a keycap design. Definitely something that had a lot of blue-gray in it. I kind of have a fetish for blue-gray. I don't know why, but it's
like came out great.
Favorite keyboard color. I wish there was a keycap set that had the same color.
Yeah. People have been asking me what keycap set I'm going to throw on the blue-gray QXP, and I just like ignore them because I have no idea.
Yeah, I
don't
really
think I have anything that matches this.
Like, I think GMK Godspeed would be really good on a blue-gray board.
I haven't seen a blue-gray in person, but maybe Yuri? Maybe?
No.
No, I haven't seen it in person.
Like so dark.
You want to just keep it classic or some kind of beige.
But if you have muted would go great, especially with like the cyan and purple, in my opinion, because the blue-gray kind of gives off a purpley hue in a lot of photos.
Oh, yeah, that could work. Actually, I've muted in front of me on my meme. Maybe I'll throw that on the QXP. That could make sense. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah, I've muted on my my blue-gray cue with the copper plate and logo. So,
out of curiosity, how do you feel about copper plates versus brass or anything else?
I mean, it pretty much feels the same. Although I don't have any brass plates with the same switch style and the same mounting style, so I can't really give like a direct comparison. Like I would need the exact same setup on a brass plate to really compare the two, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's totally true. Katie and Kiwi's asking, do the three of you enjoy Britney Spears' arguably greatest hit, Toxic? Nah, I'm a little bit old school. I prefer the Hit Me Baby One More Time.
I love it.
Especially that music video.
Yeah. I remember that song we put on the radio.
Have you guys heard of Twice?
No. Is that a song or an artist?
No. It's a group. They have this song called Likey. Definitely recommend it.
Likey by Twice.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up now so I can listen to that once the show's over. Alright. Let's see what else we got before we wrap it up here. The Sweaty Yeti is asking any thoughts about Kono.store selling old box switches in GMK sets. I believe they have the old box switches labeled as such, so at least you know that when you're buying them. So that's cool. And I imagine their stock will be updated pretty soon, because I know Novelkeys has like a fully updated stock now, so it probably won't be much longer before Kono does, if they don't already. As for GMK sets, I don't really know what you mean.
Good they have GMK sets, because people can get GMK sets then. But yeah, I mean, I just checked out this page right now for their box switches, and looks like they do label them. So
yeah. Yep. Fazza is asking for Quantrik. Ever planning to run SX60 again?
I don't know. Probably not. There really wasn't a lot of interest in that board. Like, the people who like splits really like splits.
How much for a one-off? I want one, but I didn't join it.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
SX60 is pretty cool.
I like split boards, but I didn't get it at the time because I had other things to pay for.
I see. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, the people who like splits really like splits a lot, and everyone else just doesn't care for them. So, yeah, I don't know. I might do like a resurrection run of like 15 units.
Oof. If you do, I'm in.
All right. I'll shoot you the deets if it ever happens.
Tech Fresh is asking, Q NorCal giveaway?
Do what?
He wants a NorCal giveaway for the Q.
I only have two. One's mine, and one's going to Nathan Kim after I put a PCB together for him, and I think he's going to do a review of it.
Nice.
Very cool.
So, when is the North Cal meetup?
The NorCal meetup is November 10th, Saturday.
All right. Yeah, let me just talk to my menu and see if they can speed craft me a queue for the North Cal giveaway. But probably not.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, is that actually happening then?
Maybe. I mean, I can ask them tonight and see what they say.
That'd be pretty epic.
But then I would have to go to the NorCal meetup too, so we'll see. And then I would have to put together two PCBs, which would suck a lot.
It's a pretty cool meetup. Would recommend going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some quality people there.
Yeah, some quality meetups. Is what I can say.
Some interesting attendees.
Yes.
Morning Coffee is asking, Quantrik going to make an Ergo like Alice?
I don't know. It's not on my current roadmap, but I wouldn't be opposed. I love my Alice. In case no one knows, that is my currently being used keyboard. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Pepe Sylvia basically asked the same exact question, so there's your answer for that.
I mean,
Sweaty Eddie, thank you for the bits. Appreciate that, my dude.
I got the SX60 out there. That's like real ergo, you know?
Yeah, you could just turn it and it's ergo, right?
Exactly.
Bam. Easy solutions. All right, we are fully caught up once again. I think that'll be our ending point for today. So, Quantrik, thank you so much for coming out and joining us and taking some of your time out of your surely busy QXP sorting day to join us and talk to us.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. Always good to talk about keyboards, you know? Nothing I'd rather do on a Thursday night than impose my hobby on a bunch of viewers.
Hell yeah, that's
the way every Thursday should be.
That's right. So again, guys, links below the stream as usual for all the cool stuff. Our official Discord server down there, our YouTube channels down there, all that kind of stuff. I will be doing a QXP build stream very, very soon tonight. I'm going to aim for 8:30, which is 50 minutes from now. That'll give me time to have a little snack and get ready. And then I'll do a little build stream Reno QXP. It'll be lots of fun. I'll put some switches in it, I promise. I'll put a cap, at least one keycap on it. It'll be great. It'll be good times. So stay tuned a little bit for that. I'll put a link up on both Reddit and in the Discord so you guys can see when that goes live. But yeah, 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's happening. Coming to a top clack near you.
Dope.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone. And Quantrik, once again, thank you so much. And everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support, your subscriptions. Just thank you so much to everyone who enjoys our content. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.